This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right. There he is, Cameron Wolfe. How you doing, baby? You doing good?
I'm good, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Can't complain, man. Looking forward to it. We'll be at the KSDT offices tomorrow, actually, doing the show. So we'll be out there with Alan and all the guys out there. So looking forward to that. We got the show right around the corner.
Mhm.
And one of the themes that I talked about today, because I was I woke up this morning and Tom Pelissero reported yeah, there's no deal imminent with Debo and the team because his trainer came out. We're gonna get paid, and it was like, well, I mean, he's gonna get paid. That video came out yesterday, and then all of a sudden Pelissero comes out, and San Fran's in the middle of this Debo thing. Is he reporting to camp or not? Is he getting a deal or not? Does he want to play receiver or does he want to be Debo Samuel or not? There's all these things. And then Jimmy Garoppolo, are you trading him or not? You can't have him on the field when Trey Lance takes the field because if he makes a mistake, the fans and the media will be clamoring for Jimmy G. You got to get him out of there. All this stuff going on, right?
Right.
We got players getting arrested around the league. We got Deshaun Watson problems in Cleveland. Aren't you happy that you're like covering a team in your backyard that there are no issues at all?
Yeah.
Going into, I know Marcel goes, well, the league and the owner, and I go, that has nothing to do with football. The football players and the coaches don't give a shit about what's going on with Stephen Ross. They don't care about that at all.
Well, I will say they do care.
No.
They do care. I've talked with players this offseason who have asked me about updates about the Brian Flores Ross deal.
No. What? No. You're not listening to me.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care about Stephen Ross's issues with the team. It does not affect them. Now, the unequal treatment of a minority, that might be what they're interested in, but the Dolphin part of it, they don't give a shit about it.
But
they
you
don't
can't
care
separate that because that's what the lawsuit is framed on. So
I know, but the players don't look at it that way. They don't care about that. They just care about the part of the Brian Flores part, the issue of the mistreatment of minorities and being treated fairly and all of that. That's what they're interested in because that will trickle down to other things.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But do they really care if Stephen Ross, you know what I mean? They don't, dude. They don't. They're not really worried about that.
That's probably fair in the grand scheme of things. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think it affects their play is what I mean. That's what I told Marcel.
Right.
On the football side,
yeah,
they're not worried about that. They would be worried if Debo / Tyreek Hill was worried about a contract and how he was going to be used. And, that's a different, that would be a problem. Even the Gesicki thing is completely under the radar. Mm-hmm. It's just, he signed his tender and he's just playing on it and that's it. And he's fine with it.
Right.
And in fact, I even told Marcel, I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of the captains.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird, but he shows enough leadership that he could be even one of those captains on the offense.
It'll be interesting. I think Teron Armstead will definitely be a captain.
Oh yeah.
I think I told you a month or two ago. I've got a sneaky suspicion that Tua will be a captain this year.
Sure.
And what do? They usually do 2 or 3 on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Gesicki probably won't be Tyreek. Probably won't be Jalen. So yeah, it could be Gesicki. It could be Gesicki. Yeah.
I think it could be Gesicki. That might be one of those guys.
I can see it being Gesicki. Yeah, maybe it's the fullback. I don't know. He's a new guy.
That's the thing.
Armstead
being a new guy is different because
he's the leader of the offensive line.
Right.
So it's different. Yeah.
And dude, he's Teron Armstead, bro.
Right.
Just, his credentials are just, there aren't many guys in that building that have his credentials. So he's at another level than everybody else. I mean, God, he may have more Pro Bowls than the rest of that team combined.
Yeah.
You ever thought about it? Now that I'm thinking about it, I might have hit on something there.
Because Xavier Howard's the only guy who's made the Pro Bowl here for a long time. I mean, Melvin Ingram, I'm trying to think if Melvin Ingram has many. I know he's been a good player for a while, but I don't know if he's been Pro Bowl level.
He had to have made it once at least, right? You would figure. Because he
Yeah.
had some of those wicked years where he had a bunch of sacks.
So, yeah, Melvin Ingram has 3-time Pro Bowl from 2017 to 2019. He made the Pro Bowl. So he's a 3-time Pro Bowler.
And
Armstead is a 3-time Pro Bowler.
Is how many? How many?
3-time.
Okay. And X is twice. Right?
He's X twice. I thought he was 3 times.
Or 3. Okay. I know it's either. You might be right. It might be 3. I don't know why
X is 3 times. 18, 2020, and 2021. So 3-time Pro Bowlers on the roster, and they might be the only Pro Bowlers. Oh, Jason Saunders made it 1 year.
How about Morstead? He was a good punter. He might have made it once.
That's a good point. I don't. No offense to punters. I don't really track punter Pro Bowl stuff.
Who does?
I have no idea. You could have told me he made 10 Pro Bowls. You could have told me he made none, and I would have been like, yes, I believe you.
I mean, they did trade away a Pro Bowler in Jakeem Grant, but
yeah, he made 1 Pro Bowl, Thomas Morstead, in 2012, and I would not have known. So yeah, they do.
I didn't know. I just guessed because he's been really good and really consistent for a long time. Right. So you would figure he might have snuck in one of those.
Right. It's tough because you only get 1 punter or conference every year, and a lot of times, like, fans are like us where they don't know a ton about punters. So it's whatever name looks nicest to you. If I've heard this name, if this guy has been on TV before, if he's got a cool punting style, whatever it is, that's usually who wins it. If you made some game-winning kicks, like Vinatieri might not have been the best kicker all those years, but he probably made a bunch of Pro Bowls because when you think of kickers, you probably thought of Vinatieri. So sometimes it works like that for those type guys.
Yeah, I'm with you there, no doubt. So we look at that, and it's nice to go in without all of the, all those other things going on off the field that are affecting your team going in to this. You think about this, how much does that give them an edge to at least prepare for this season, that they don't have to worry about any of the other ancillary stuff? Nobody's getting arrested, nobody's holding out, all that kind of stuff. I think that's a real plus for them going into this season.
I think it is. A lot of times guys get in trouble in this period, and the only lingering thing is the national media question that's going to be, hey, is Tua the answer? Can he get it done? But that's been the question for the last year or two. I think it's a lot clearer because there seems to be more support than ever for him, at least on the team side. And so that helps you in that respect. So yeah, I think there's a lot of freedom for this team to worry just about football, which helps you and not anything else. So yeah, I think there's a lot of credence to what you're saying there. They have to live up to it though. There's going to be a lot of attention. Like, I don't know if they fully realize yet. We've been talking about them on NFL Network a bunch. Like, we just came back and we've talked about them. I think 3 out of the 4 days we've been on TV, we've had significant segments on them. I'm going to be back on tomorrow, and they're going to ask me about the Dolphins again. So that'll make 4 out of 5 days on NFL Network. We're talking Dolphins. We're going to be live on set one day next week. We're going to talk about them. I'm going to be there back together Saturday. So they're going to get a lot of attention, and so they're going to have to handle that. And so, not saying they can't, but I think it'll be more eyeballs than a lot of these guys have had. Like, not Tyreek, he's in Kansas City. They've had eyeballs. But for Tua, it's probably the most eyeballs he's had since he's been a pro. And for a lot of these Dolphins as well. So that's the part I'm intrigued to be. There's going to be a lot of national media coming down here trying to see what's going on with Tyreek Hill. But like you said, it's all football. It's not, hey, what's going on with this? What's going on with that? It's can Tyreek Hill do this? How does they gel? What's your relationship like? Are you hanging out at Tua's house? How long can he throw the ball? Is it 52 yards? Is it 48 yards? These are a lot of the things that are going to go on. So I don't mind that element of it.
We look at Teddy Bridgewater, and he came out with some strong comments about guys and acting like they're, tough guys and all that kind of stuff. And there were certain players that, retweeted it and kind of were giving him props for all of that. And it takes a lot of guts to say that. I just wish that people follow through with it
Right.
because it's time. My biggest complaint is maybe not even the NFL. My bigger complaint is probably rap music. I wish they would stop trying to act like the stuff that they rap about. And it's like, we're not like I look at Nipsey Hussle, and here's a guy that came out of shit, made himself something, and then you know what he did? He then started pulling everybody else out of shit.
Right.
And said,
Gave back to his community. Gave back to the community.
and then we kill this dude.
Yeah.
Like how the F are we better? You know what I mean? Like, how are we better doing that as a society when people are getting out of the tough situations and then they're smart enough to help others? LeBron James, while he may be whatever you want to call him, a whiny little bitch at times and all that other stuff, he is very giving in back to his own community.
Right.
Because you look at what he's done with his friends. One of his friends has now become one of the more powerful agents in the business.
Yep.
That's because LeBron gave back to people around him and friends to help them get out of a rut too at the same time, because everybody needs a hand. Everybody needs an opportunity. Everybody, and these are things. When I heard Teddy Bridgewater say that, I thought of rap music right away, because it's the only genre of music where we're constantly killing each other and getting arrested and doing all kinds. It doesn't happen in R&B and in country and in rap and in metal and in classical. It doesn't. No other musical genre except that one, that we're constantly hurting each other by killing each other and all this stuff. And we got to stop this shit.
So we've had this conversation before about rap music. I have a slightly different perspective. I want us to be careful on how we group in rap music, because it's a genre based mostly off Black folk. But I do think that there's a crab in the barrel mindset that comes a lot of times in the Black community and in the rap community, like you mentioned, that leads to a lot of this. That's very everybody feels like only one person in this community can get out, or two people in this community can get out. And there's a reality that people get taken out of it because of jealousy. And so I think there's some reality in that. And I think that's the sad part of it. Like Nipsey Hussle's deal was, from what I understand of the situation, it's a guy.
But dude, why can't we get back to LL? You're too young for this, but I don't know if you know, but Kool Moe Dee and LL Cool J had a rivalry back then.
Right.
No, yeah. Go look at Kool Moe Dee's record. The one with Wild Wild West or whatever, that song, Wild West or whatever. You see the red Kango hat under the tire of that truck. Do you know whose red Kango hat is supposed to be that hat? LL Cool J.
Yeah.
But he didn't literally go out to shoot him or run him over or whatever. You know what I mean? They would take shots at each other back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But why? But it was like verbal shots, not these kind of shots.
Right.
Why can't we get back to that, bro? I grew up where we were at the park and we were taking shots at each other's mothers and all that, but we were one-upping each other to laugh about it, to have fun with it.
Yep.
This shit is too serious, bro.
So
and Bridgewater sees it also flowing over into football, and he wants it to end in football. And it's like, it's something that, man, there's got to be more awareness of it. And I don't know how we end it.
So the Bridgewater point is very interesting, because a lot of times you see people, and it's weird for me to see in my space, but you see a lot of people who did not grow up in the hood. Once they make it to the league, pretend they are from the hood and go do hood things, and you're hustling backwards. A lot of the people in the NFL, particularly the Black folk in the NFL, come from bases where they are from the hood, and the only way they could get out was through football. And so people in their community are doing these gangster things that Teddy Bridgewater was referring to, and they have to escape that, right? And so that's the reality of a lot of players in our league. But the players I think that he's speaking more to are not for players from the hood. I think he's speaking more to players that try to pretend they're from the hood.
Exactly.
Try to live that lifestyle now that they have money.
And by the way, there are some rappers that are like that too, that aren't really from Compton, but yet they want to, hang like they're they're hard from Compton or Liberty City or somewhere like that around,
Right.
somewhere South Bronx or something,
Yeah.
whatever, East St. Louis, whatever bad neighborhoods you want to talk about that are tough neighborhoods and all that kind of stuff.
Right. And the danger of that, and more than anything, not only the danger to yourself because you don't play certain elements. Like some of the places you go to, they don't care about your status. If you step across the border boundary, that's gonna be your life. And so, but I think the more dangerous part, and that's what Teddy was really trying to live about, is that you're really setting an example and setting a template for
Boom.
a group of people that this is the way they want to live their life. And I think Teddy is trying to do the opposite. Like Teddy is from the hood. Teddy is from the trap, and you don't see him doing any of that. He goes back and he gives back to his community. They call him Mr. U-Haul. He pulls up to Liberty City from where all different areas around the Miami area and pulling up with school supplies, giving out money, giving out bicycles, giving out goods. Like that's how he wants people to view football players from his community. And if you're doing it backwards, if you're hustling backwards, then you're setting the standard back. You're setting the way we look at football players back. And so I think that he's really on the money there. A lot of times when you see some of these stories where people are getting arrested for like guns and drugs and stuff, you look at their past and you see they went to like a private school or they lived in the suburbs. I think those are the type of dudes that he's talking about.
Yeah.
Because the status, like so much being obsessed with the status of the hood, it's not what it's like. It's not what it's shaking out to be like. Live your life. Like it's fine to evolve past that and not get into the weeds. So I'm with him. I think
Dre came out of Compton. He's not going back into it. He's evolving, becoming a hell of a businessman and all that stuff. The same thing. Yep. I mean, dude, what's it called? Jay-Z was a real street thug, bro. He was really selling drugs. He was really in the streets. He's not going back to it, dude. He evolves to becoming a bigger and bigger and bigger businessman. That's all he ever does is he grows and evolves and helps others too in the process, which he has done immensely in that sense. That's what should be motivated. And let me tell you how influence is in every color, in every nationality, in every country. You know who Zelensky is, right? The president of Ukraine.
Yep.
Did you see his wife here? She was addressing folks here in our government because she's trying to obviously help get more money for weapons over to Ukraine, right? And so she was talking about her son. So she was talking about how her son loves to play sports, was in I forgot what other competitions he was in and doing all that. Do you know what her son only wants to do now? What? He only wants to learn how to fight hand-to-hand combat and how to use a rifle.
Yeah.
What does he see around him?
Right.
He no longer sees a childhood. All he sees now is war and death, and he sees his dad. And so then it's the same thing, dude. Doesn't matter if you're black or white or Hispanic or Ukrainian or American or Puerto Rican or whatever. Your environment is your environment.
Yeah.
And the environment around you will influence you into whatever. And it's the same thing. And if you live in Compton, or if you live in Little Havana, or if you live in Wynwood, or if you live in the South Bronx, or wherever you live, and if it's a deeply Hispanic or whatever it is, black or Jamaican or Asian, it's going to influence you. And whatever's going on, I don't care if it's Yakuzas or if it's Crips or if it's Bloods or if it's Latin Kings or whatever, if you're around that, or war, it's going to influence you. It's going to change who you are. You know, the movie Trading Places is, while it's hilarious, and I guess before your time, I don't know if you ever watched the Eddie Murphy movie Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd. And it's a bet between two rich men that Eddie Murphy came from the streets, and he says, well, I can make him a businessman, a successful stock guy, and we can turn, Dan Aykroyd, who was the rich stock guy, into a desperate hooligan, right? And he bet, and they bet each other. And sure enough, they turned both guys into it. Why? your environment. You
Right.
change one's environment, you change the other one's environment, and everything changes for the human being. And while that's a funny movie,
Mhm.
there is so much truth in that movie if you really look into it. And that's exactly what we're talking about nowadays. And it doesn't matter if you're in the barrio, the hood, or you're in a war, bro.
Yeah.
It's going to influence who you are.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm gonna check it out. I haven't seen it. I'm a
Right.
big Eddie Murphy fan, so
Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd, what's it called? You get to see what's her name? Come on, man. Miss the Scream Queen. Halloween. What's her name? Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. You get to see her in all her wares.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
Gotcha. Okay.
talented in those days. Very talented in those days.
I'll check
So
it.
yes, watch the movie's hilarious.
I'll check it out.
It might hold up. It
We'll
actually
see. We'll see.
that one may hold up.
Fast Times at Richmond High did not hold up for me.
Yeah, I know that one's not going to hold up, I guess, for you because you didn't
I'm
live
not
that
saying
kind of life.
for other folks it might, but we'll see. I give it a shot. I'm willing to give it a shot.
I think Trading Places will hold up.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's. Do you like Coming to America?
Yeah.
Then you're fine. Trading Places.
America's a great movie.
So the Trading Places is almost as good as Coming to America.
The brothers are in that movie. They parlayed it. Remember, they're on the streets now.
Oh,
the
that's
brothers.
right. The brothers are. Yeah, that's right.
Well, it's like a before.
No. One has nothing to do with the other, but it's in the moment of Eddie Murphy superstardom. It's like he's coming out with one mega hit after another mega hit after another, and this was one of those mega hits.
I don't know how I missed it, but I'll definitely figure out this weekend.
Yeah, Trading Places. I think it's gonna. I bet you that one holds up for you because Sean nailed it. If you love Coming to America, you're gonna love Trading Places.
Yeah.
Those are completely different movies than Fast Times at Richmond High.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah. Fast Times at Richmond High is kind of a white stoner movie.
Yeah.
So I kind of get why, you know what I'm saying? The one black guy we have in the whole film is a football player, right? So it's like so typical, right? It's one of those, right? Right. Oh, I'm sorry. The other black guy was his brother smoking a doob with the stoner. So, it's just like every stereotype that we want.
Right.
You know what I mean? Terrible. It is what it is. What are you going to do? All right. What are you working on in the NFL Network so folks can check you out as you get ready for
training camp's almost geared up. So you can check me out NFL Network tomorrow from 1 to 2 p.m. If you haven't seen my hits this week, I posted most of them on my Twitter. Not all of them, but most of them. I've talked Dolphins both days, Monday and Wednesday. I'll talk some Dolphins again Friday. I talk some Panthers and Jags Wednesday. I think I'll talk maybe some. We'll see. They asked me what teams. I haven't got back with them yet, but I'll talk probably 2 or 3 teams on Friday. And then Sunday, I'm driving up to Jacksonville, doing Jaguars for 2 days up there, then coming back down here to Miami, and I will be there the first 4 days of training camp, Wednesday through Saturday. We'll be doing TV for NFL Network Friday and Saturday from Dolphins. And so, that's my next week schedule. So looking forward to giving you guys a lot of good content on a team that has having a lot of buzz, I know locally, but also nationally. So,
all right. And by the way, we've got breaking news. Kirby Smart now is actually making
got the big bag.
Yeah. He's making Cameron Wolfe money. He has agreed to a new 10-year deal worth $112.5 million, making him one of the highest paid coaches in college football. So $12.5 million per year, almost what you make. Almost.
Man, I'm telling you,
none of us are in your stratosphere, but I'm just saying.
If I was Kirby Smart money, y'all would not be able to see. I'd have my stunner shades on. I'd just be living a different lifestyle. I do not make anywhere near Kirby Smart money. Maybe one day.
I think you make that weekly is what you do. Anyways, follow him on Twitter at Cameron Wolfe and catch his exceptional work there at the NFL Network. As always, Cam, have a great weekend. We'll catch up next week, my friend. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
You got it. And call KSDT. We'll be at the offices tomorrow in Doral forensic accounting and business evaluation, management advisory services. They handle it all. Healthcare advisory, audit, test services, profit allocation and reporting. They do it all at KSDT. It's not just your taxes, personal or business, property management, 24/7 emergency services, from rent collection to supervisor of property vendors. They do it all. Wealth management, valuation. It's endless, the amount of things that they do, folks, and they can help you in so many different ways. Domestic and international tax, assurances from accounting services. They will take care of you. KSDT CPAs. Reach out to them, 305-670-3370. The Wolf Pack has
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.